Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Perpetual podcast. My name is Steven. I am your host. Today, I'll be playing some Civilization 5 in the background. How are you all doing today? How are your pets? Do you enjoy pineapple juice? Those are the questions of the day. And as always, well, not really, since this is the second time I've done this alone, but as always, let's talk. What have I been up to? Playing some Civilization 5 right now. You know, living life. Living like Larry. Me and the homies, you know, we've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently. I wanted to do this podcast every week, but, you know, that didn't pan out as I wanted it to. It, in fact, did a big old sour turn, and it took me a good 3 weeks actually to complete this. I don't know why I just changed that. But you know, it's okay. You know, I got to do the podcast when I want to do the podcast. But what will I talk about today? What's going on? What's going on in the world? Oh, you guys hear about that submarine, right? The big submarine that's, well, it's not even that big. It's like the size of a van, right? But apparently, the submarine has 5 guys stuck in it. One being a billionaire from England. They went on a tour, I guess, to see this. Oh, the Titanic. That's what it was. Yeah, they went on a tour to see the Titanic, but it's like, brother, you know, it's lost. Like, the guy paid $250,000. Now, don't get me wrong, not a huge fan of billionaires, okay? I'm not going to say anything that'll get me in legal trouble here, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what happened, but last I heard there was 21 hours left of oxygen, and that was like 4 hours ago. So there's like 16 hours left of oxygen. You know, I don't know what happened, but maybe, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but like, billionaire on board, there's got to be some fuckery happening, right? You know, like somebody wanted them dead, you know? And I don't know what kind of, you know, strange guy would do that, but it's definitely likely, right? Because it's like, they're not going to just, you know, like, this thing was planned for months. Like, it's not going to just sink, you know? It's not going to just die. It's not going to explode in the water. I mean, maybe something like that happened, but I feel like there's maybe like a 4% chance that happened, you know? And that's not exactly the best odds in the world, but it's like, it could have, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. I think a lot of things about it, but it's like, do we really care? You know, there's so much shit happening right now in the world. Like, is this going to affect the world? No, not really. Fun fact: it took like 73 years to find the Titanic after it sank. So I wonder if they'll ever even find this in our lifetime. You know, maybe they will, because they have better technology now, but, you know, they're still looking for it. They lost the signal. Like, that's all they're going to be able to do. They can't, you know, I don't think they had like a thing prepared. You know, I think they're probably just screwed, right? Because it's like, you go on the journey and you don't expect, hey, I might need some oxygen down here, and then lo and behold, guess what? You need some oxygen, you know? I don't know. Maybe they'll be okay. I hope they're okay. I don't have anything really against these people. But I personally think there might be some fuckery going on. I mean, there's got to be. That makes sense to me. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Well, anyway, what's going on besides that? You know? Oh, yeah. You know, again, I don't want this podcast to be fully about politics, because that's what my channel was about before, and we all saw how that went. But, you know, big things happening recently. Trump is, like, indicted again for mishandling documents, which, like, he shouldn't have taken the documents from the White House and kept them? Like, you're not allowed to do that anyway? I know, like, every other president has done that, but it's like, you're not supposed to. Like, none of them are supposed to do that. And the problem with what Trump did was that he shared it with everything. You know, he was like, hey guys, look at this cool stuff I got. He just showed it to everybody he knew. And it's like, what the hell, man? You can't share it with everybody you know. It's like, that's like classified documents that, like, involving, like, a bunch of shit, considering, like, you know, the global, like, scale of the world. Like, I think it had, like, certain plans and stuff like that for military operations. It's like, brother, you can't share that. You just can't do that. Braden said, or Good Life Design said, they didn't care when I kept my documents. Well, I'm sure someone would, you know? And, it's just like, it's kind of like, if they, you know, really wanted to do something about it, you know? If they really cared that much, they might, I mean, wouldn't they just kind of go and take everything from him, like in a military, like, convoy? I feel like that might happen. I feel like maybe this isn't that, I don't know. It feels like it feels like a bit of a jab, you know? It's because it's like, are they really doing this, or are they just playing it out so everyone's satisfied? You know, is everyone satiated? Because I feel like if they really needed these documents back, they would have, you know, had them. I mean, Trump's not been president for 2.5 years. Like, you could have figured out that maybe the guy who is president and had, like, access to these things might have some intel on where the things were. But that's just me. Who knows? I could be wrong. Man. Well, you know, besides that, I feel like if anything else, if anything comes of it, it's like, I mean, he's not going to go to jail, right? He's not going to go to prison. Okay, there's no way. Like, there's just not a chance. And, you know, I don't know. If him going to jail, it won't mean anything, right? He'll be imprisoned. You know, it's like, he can still run for president, and he just run the country from a jail cell. Because I don't know. I'm on the fence right now about politics, because I don't think right now, I've been looking at a lot of polls, Biden does not look good. He does not look like he's going to win. If it is anyone but Trump, Biden will not win. And even with Trump, he's still, like, you know, kind of not doing the best. Like, not doing as good as he was the first time. So it's like, oh, God. If we put that man back in office, that's going to be rough. Then again, Joe Biden in office isn't exactly the best thing ever. I mean, it would kind of just be better if we elected someone else, right? From either side, you know, just, can both of the sides, like, choose someone else? I'd be okay with that. I think most people would. But, you know, who's to say? Maybe I'm wrong again. Now, I don't know, man. That's just like, if you're going to imprison him, it's not gonna do anything. Brandon said, can you put Subway servers at the bottom of the screen? Am I that boring? Am I just that boring? Does nobody want to hear this? Should I just turn off my podcast now? I'll kill myself. Brayden, don't test me. Fuck you, Twitch chat. You know. Well, anyway, Brayden, tell me what's going on. You usually chime in with some stuff. Tell me how you're doing. What's going on with you? You got any questions for me? You know? I mean, what the hell? Actually, let me post in chat. Ooh, AI. Now this is a question I've always really wanted to talk about. It's like AI is so crazy. I don't know fully how to answer that question without sounding like a complete moron. Because how do I feel about AI? I feel good, right? I feel like it's a positive thing and can be. But it also could theoretically be the worst thing to ever happen to the world. You know? Like, it could be worse than everything even imagined. I just had to give a presentation using AI for work as a demo. It was strange. There's a fake person with a fake voice, and it makes my skin crawl. But company seems to love it right now. Well, that's because it's profitable, Braden. That's the only thing companies care about. Is it profitable? Now, you know, that's a little bit of a problem with a certain system I don't exactly agree with, but you all know. I just don't get how, you know, how long it's gonna be, because we're kind of running down the clock on this. If, you know, let's just say, for shits and giggles, that a artificial intelligence gains sentience within the next 2 years, okay? Which I don't think will happen, but maybe it will. You know, you never know. There's a lot of funding going straight into AI right now, as of, you know, when ChatGPT took over the world with its, it's really good. It's a really cool little thing. I like using it. I like using it for writing D&D stuff and other stuff like that. How long do we got? You know, how long until this counter ticks down enough to where we have an AI that is not only smart, but smarter than us? When does it begin to self-replicate? When does it grow as its own creature, you know? When is the last time that we'll have control over this planet? Like, when is the last time we'll be the superior species that we know of in the world? Not only in the world, but in, the universe. I mean, seriously, it could be that we end up to where it's more powerful than us. It's more powerful, it's more intelligent, it's more, a lot of things. It could be so powerful that it could create armies, it could landscape, it could create bees. We don't think about the bee thing. It's like, I don't know. AI is scary. That's my official opinion on it. But it's also cool. It could be used for a lot of things. It could save the world, Who's to say? Maybe it'll be like, hey, humans, guess what? Here's all this cool stuff. Here's how to make your government more efficient. Here is how the world should work. Here are, it could solve maybe some wealth inequality and stuff like that. But it could also be like, oh, the only way to fix the world is to delete the people that are ruining it. And that could be terrible. But, that's like the super sci-fi like reality we have for AI. Because it's like, will that probably happen? I don't really think so. Like, we created it. It might view us as like what brought it into the world, and thus it might like kind of view us as like a positive force, because this is a very deep theoretical question, because I have no idea how to answer it. Okay, and I don't really intend to. But I mean, if we create it, then it could view us as like trying to solve the problems of the world, and at that point it's like we're good because we're trying, But also we're bad because some of us aren't trying. Will it know that not everybody's responsible? Or will it know that everyone's not responsible? That's the question that lies at our feet here. That's my fear about AI. But I think that's most people's fear about AI. Now, Braden brings up a good side of AI that I think will be also really cool. He says, I think it'll be fun in games in the future. Imagine a video game where all the NPC are AI with adaptable conversations. Well, see, they're already starting to do that. I've seen mods on different video games that incorporate AI, like Fallout. A bunch of the Fallout games, a lot of people are using AI to create like new dialogues and stuff like that. And it's just like, it could create an insane, multi-reality within like a universe. Because it's like, if it really goes down to it, it'll never be the same within video games once it's unleashed into video games. Because it's like, mods are already doing it, but when does the first game studio do it? When do they incorporate a whole robotic machine, a learning AI, into a video game? Because at that point, you're creating artificial intelligence that not only has like a background, I would assume, but also something that can self-replicate, can do things within the game, has goals. Like, does it know it's in a video game? Will it figure out that it's in a video game? Those are all super developed questions. If they were to have a sentient AI, is what I mean. But also, if it's not sentient and it's like super adaptive, and it knows that it's like, it doesn't know that it's in a video game, it thinks this is real life, even if it is in a video game. Now that is actually going to be the coolest innovation to AI ever. Like, that'll be the thing I look forward to the absolute most, because it's going to be like a whole new like median for civilization. Because that'll be like, things we'll be able to learn. Like, say you're playing Fallout, and you're playing Fallout New Vegas, and for some reason, okay, just think of like a future version of Fallout New Vegas where things could actually change from their like directed paths, right? There could be a completely different ending than, any of the ones that are actually pre-established. Like, let's just say like Caesar within the game, who's like this autocratic ruler, right? He's like, we don't need to fight for the Mojave. We could like, do a whole different dialogue. We could ally ourselves with the NCR and just split the Mojave. We could work with Mr. House to establish like a robotic future for the Mojave. Like it could be, it would unlock an unlimited amount of details within the game. And especially if the character affected those details, it would be really cool. Because, say you're like a guy that kills a bunch of people in the game. You might actually have consequences of doing that, unlike Fallout. Like, people might start viewing you, like, as a crazy lunatic out in the fucking Mojave. And I think that would be spectacular. I think that would be really cool. Because it's like, you might get to a point in the game where it's like impossible to continue on within the universe because of all the wrong things you've done. But if you're a super good person, people might turn to you as a leader, and certain random events might happen, especially if everyone in the game is an NPC that has AI in it. It's an unlimited amount of intelligence. Unlimited. Because you could get to a point where, in any game, where the AI know that they're there to do a thing. And at that point, it's just unlimited. There's an unlimited amount of things they could do or say. that would make the game just forever as long as you wanted. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. The game would never end, right? Because if you have adaptive AI that learn and you can do stuff and they want stuff done, you could just keep playing the game with new scenarios each time. Not to mention that maybe even in the game, AI would build stuff, expand, change things. I mean, if you just have random AI running around the map, that are, somewhat sentient, somewhat intelligent, and they could actually make conscious decisions on their own, who knows? You might have, considering in Fallout terms, maybe a fully different party comes into power. A wholly, someone like, God, I don't know, someone from Sunnydale or whatever, the starting town, like Easy Pete, Easy Pete becomes the leader of a fucking revolution. That could theoretically happen if they were all AI. It's like, it could be a completely different thing. In games like this, games like Civilization 5, it's like, if the AI knows that it's in this video game, and it has adaptive decision making, and it realizes that it might die. It might die to me. It might actually become more peaceful, right? It might be like, hey, this guy is kind of winning the game, and he has God abilities, because I'm currently using this in-game editor mod where I can change anything I want. It's like, it could be just an unlimited amount of things that I can't conceptualize. I support Easy Pete. Everybody gets a stimulus of 2 dynamite every week. No, that'd be like if the Powder Gangers won. That would be like the end scenario for the Powder Gangers. Everybody would just get TNT fucking every couple of days. Easy Pete might just like make the world calmer or something. I don't know what Easy Pete's revolutionary ideas would be, but I know they would be awesome. I support the Easy Pete meritocracy. I wonder if he would form a meritocracy. See, and then you could get into the super deep details, because like, what if this guy does this thing? What if Easy Pete kills Caesar and becomes a member of the NCR? What if the NCR buys out, like, the Powder Gangers? It's just an unlimited amount of detail could be thought about. An unlimited. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to conceptualize what kind of game you would make. Because not only... the worst part about this is actually putting this into a video game. Because if you put this amount of content in a video game, I don't know how much space you would need on your NVMe drive, or I don't know, supercomputer. Like, you would need a NASA-sized computer for this to happen. But it might be like a couple of terabytes large. Like this would have to be, not only would they have to find a cheaper, yet more effective tool for storing data. They would have to find a lot of that. It would have to be, it could no longer be silicon-based results, because you would have to have something that could store an unlimited amount of data, like just an unlimited amount. I mean, it would be hard to even talk about what kind of data you would really need. I mean, it would be impossible to even begin, realizing what all would need to go into that. They're using a form of generative AI for Starfield to create the planets and moons. Yeah, see, that's common. That's not new. They did that in number one, they do that in Minecraft. Let's not forget about that. They do that in Minecraft. They do that in that other space game that failed. What's the... It's apparently good now, whatever it is. The one I refused to early access by because I knew it was going to be shit. No Man's Sky. Exactly. They've already done that. Like, that's not new. It's not AI. That's not really AI. That's just generative, And I get what you're saying, but that is not conceptualizing text. That's not conceptualizing consciousness. That's not conceptualizing an AI's ability to make decisions that aren't on a track. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're programming like a pig into your game, right? Okay, you want a pig in your game. The pig is only going to have a limited amount of things it can do. And once you have the pig, you don't need to make more AI for the pig. Okay, the pig will do whatever it needs to do, and then it'll be done, And then if it, that's only so many factors, okay? That's maybe like a couple of megabytes worth of space, right? But if you have the pig, and the pig can make conscious decisions, and those conscious decisions make other things happen within the game, that's an unlimited amount of data. Can the pig wear a birthday hat? Possibly, if it had consciousness. I don't know what kind of consciousness a pig would have. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll do nothing. But it could, if given even an inkling of its own individuality, begin to create, something. It could run around in the mud all day because it's a pig in a video game. I don't know how you would even begin to manipulate it to have a consciousness, because pigs don't have consciousness in reality. But if they do maybe they do in real life. I don't know. I'm not a pig, but although some might call me that. Would a pig? I don't know. I can't answer that. I can't answer that because I don't know what a pig's mind is like. And I don't know if it would even be able to have that amount of space dedicated to the pig's mind. And that's not to mention that you're not going to want just one pig in the game, right? You're going to want however many pigs spawn within your game. If you have a game that's as large as Red Dead Redemption 2 already, and then you add artificial intelligence, I don't know what kind of artificial intelligence you have, but it's going to have at least a couple of terabytes worth of space. RDR2 is already big, but if you add sentience, not even sentience, somewhat off the track programming to where virtually a lot of things could happen, the pig would be impossible to replicate more than once. You, again, would have to create a way of storing space, a way of running programs that is much more cheaper and much more effective all in once. And I know we can. I know we can do that. There's no way we can't go further than we already have, right? This level of technology we have is beautiful. Okay, it's an insane amount of technology. The world is better off for having technology, in my opinion. Okay, but is it better? Is it even possible to have that level of sentience? Are we able to create it? I like to think of Ex Machina. Okay, have you ever seen that movie, Braden? You like Ex Machina? If not, you should watch it. It's fantastic. It's a movie about AI. It's not all about that. You do enjoy it? Yeah, Ex Machina. Okay. Now, think about all of the things that the woman said in that movie, okay? How can you translate that into code without making it, I don't know, 10 terabytes large? I don't know. I don't know how you do that. And maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe they have found a way. Maybe they do it with online connection to where they relay the program outside of the game, and then that could work. And if that's true, then that would be really cool. But I don't know if that could ever be the case, because with an online connection, you might have problems with it just deleting its own files, and then the next time you start the game, they're on a completely different railroad, right? They're on a completely different quest. You know, you might start the game up again, and Easy Pete is now decided that he is a farmer, you know, instead of a revolutionary guy, you know. It could happen that way, and I don't know if it would. I'm not the guy. I don't know. Well, AI is always fun to think about. It's a very scary process. I wanted to mention that you mentioned the Lex Friedman podcast with Todd Howard. I did listen to that, and I liked what his thoughts were on it. But I will say I don't like Todd Howard. Okay, oh my God, I could go on this rant forever, and I know everybody forever for some reason supports Todd Howard still. I don't get it. I don't get it. Todd Howard has done nothing. He's sat there and he's just collected cake from Skyrim, right? That's all he's done. I'm sorry if that's, you know, not the opinion everyone else has. I don't care anymore. I'm tired. He announced Elder Scrolls 6 5 fucking years ago. Where is it? Where is it, Brayden? Tell me where the Elder Scrolls 6 is. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. And I wish I did, because if I did, I would be playing it right now instead of Civilization 5. I know it's in the vault. They need to take it out of the vault, blow the fucking dust off, okay, and just put the game out. I don't care what it is anymore. I just want whatever content they have, just release it to me. I don't care what it is. It could be nothing. There could be nothing in the goddamn game, and I still want whatever it is, because I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. I don't want to wait anymore. I'm done waiting. That's where I am, mentally speaking. But, you know, maybe I'm not the best guy for that representation. I've not always been a supporter of Bethesda. In fact, I'll just say right now, I don't like Bethesda. I don't think they're good company. I think they're shit. They constantly take too long. They have struggles with, like, just maintaining their products. They don't make any new things. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Brayden said one of the most obvious statements in history. Obsidian is better than Bethesda. I will absolutely die on that hill. Imagine making 3 perfect video games, right? They made Fallout 1. No. 4. They made 4 perfect video games, right? They had Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and Fallout New Vegas. Now, New Vegas was published by Bethesda, but Obsidian made all of the assets for it, so that's why I'm counting it. Obsidian was the original company that owned Fallout, but they ran out of money right before New Vegas was released. Okay, well, not right before, but a couple of years before. But they had basically finished the game. And they were going to release it to the public. And they were actually going to have a lot more content than what is in New Vegas. However, it is still, to this day, a better video game than Fallout 4, Fallout 76, in my opinion, Skyrim, in my opinion, Morrowind, and in my opinion, Obsidian, all of which I believe are Bethesda. It's still a better game than all of those. And it was made in 2010, I want to say? 11, maybe? It doesn't matter. What it's done is done, but I will say, Bethesda sucks compared to Obsidian. That's where I'm at. Well, maybe I went a little too hard. They've done some okay stuff. I like Skyrim. I like Oblivion. I like Morrowind. I like all those. And in fact, I do somewhat enjoy Fallout 4. It doesn't feel like a Fallout game to me. But, it's something. It is something. It is a game that's playable, at least. In fact, I would argue that it's a good game. It's just not Fallout. It's not as good as New Vegas. It's not even close. Well, does anybody have anything else to say? Braden, any final thoughts regarding... We're playing Fallout 4 right now. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's a good game. It's enjoyable. It's just not New Vegas. And if it were, hell, we'd be having a completely different conversation now. Well, Okay, I think that might be good for the stream today. I think that might be good. Oh, Brandon asked one final question here. Let's answer it because I actually am excited about this question. Thoughts on the new Vegas 2 rumors? I have seen leaks. I have seen all sorts of things about this. And yet, I remain unoptimistic, to say the least. I want it to be good. I'm not rooting against them making it a good game. In fact, I'd really love for them to do really well. That would make all of my dreams that I've had since a child come true. I love New Vegas. It's one of my favorite video... Actually, I would put it up at maybe number 4 or 5 favorite video games ever. Ever. From Minecraft to Civilization to Crusader Kings, it's one of the best for me. Okay? And the problem I have is, once again, that it's being made by Bethesda and not Obsidian. Now I know the common answer to that is, not only did Bethesda buy Obsidian, it bought all of its staff. But that's simply not true. A lot of them left. And in fact, a lot of them left and made, I think it was, what's that video game? They went and made a space game that was similar to Fallout in some ways. I forgot what it's called. It doesn't matter. My problem with it is, really, Outer Worlds, that's right. That's the video game that I was referring to. I love that they did that, because it shows that they themselves are good. And even in the modern day, it's good. Everybody seems to enjoy that game. Brendan said, it was not great, to me at least. I thought the common consensus was that it was pretty good. I don't know if it was maybe the level of New Vegas, but perhaps they didn't have the same resources available, I think it might have only been some of the members of the company that went there. But still. To say the least, I'm not excited. I'm not going to be excited until it's released and I see the final product. That's my official statement on it. Oh, and my screen just died. Okay. Yeah. That's my official statement on it. It's just like, I'm excited, but also very skeptical of Bethesda's ability to make a good game. I don't expect them to. I don't expect it to be good. And honestly, I'm more than likely expecting them to somewhat at least ruin the lore. And no matter what they release, I know for a fact that 99% of people that played the original New Vegas back in the day and love that game are not going to like it regardless of the product they make. Honestly, I think it's a bad move for them to even conceptualize trying to make a video game about New Vegas again. But, I'm not in control. And if I was, I think I might do the same. But, I don't want them to make it a cash grab. That's the real concern, right? They might do that, and then it would just be not even worth it at that point. Well, that's my spiel of the day. I appreciate all of you joining me here today. I really appreciate any views, and I would love for everybody who watches this video to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I hope to do a bit more of these podcasts where I can just kind of talk. I hope this is a good thing to listen to. Maybe in the car, maybe while you're having lunch or something. But enjoy, at least. Farewell, everybody.